Hello out there. Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Hoops Talk. I'm your host, Mike DuPont. Thanks for tuning in for however you might be joining along. Feel free to check the description in the comments below for additional links to other outlets should you feel so interested. And as always, let's just dive right in. First off, piece of news and notes. The Dallas Mavericks have made a new roster addition. They have added former Charlotte Hornets, Charlotte Bobcat, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist to their roster. The Dallas Mavericks released Ryan Brokoff in order to create a roster spot to add Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. Kidd-Gilchrist spent all of his career previously with the Charlotte Hornets. He has career averages of 8.6 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, but the Dallas Mavericks might be a lot more interested in those 0.7 blocks and 0.7 steals that he might be bringing defensively to the Dallas Mavericks ball club. Again, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist has agreed to join the Dallas Mavericks. They have released Ryan Brokoff to create a roster spot for MKG. Moving ahead, we will just take a 50,000-foot view with the All-Star game right around the corner. Why not take a look at the standings, see how things are starting to shape out? We'll start in the Eastern Conference. At the top, no surprises. Milwaukee Bucks continuing to pull away. Right now, the Milwaukee Bucks sit atop the Eastern Conference with a record of 46 wins to 7 losses. Again, the Milwaukee Bucks sit atop the Eastern Conference. Checking in at second, the defending champions, the Toronto Raptors, currently riding a 15-game winning streak and still nowhere near the Milwaukee Bucks, sitting with a record of 40 wins and 14 losses. The Toronto Raptors are comfortably positioned at the second place in the Eastern Conference. Sitting at third, the Boston Celtics with the record of 37 and 15. We will touch on them later. The Boston Celtics in action tonight, currently sitting third in the Eastern Conference with the record of 37 wins, 15 losses. Sitting fourth, the Miami Heat. Miami Heat sitting fourth in the Eastern Conference with a record of 34 wins and 18 losses. 35 wins and 18 losses. Again, the Miami Heat sitting fourth in the Eastern Conference with a record of 35 wins, 18 losses. Shout out to the Miami Heat. Shout out to Eric Spoelstra. Shout out to Jimmy Butler. Shout out to Pat Riley. Let me know what was the precursor that let you know the Heat were going to have something to say this season, because right now they're definitely speaking up. Fourth place in the Eastern Conference, 35 and 18. Gotta give some love to Jimmy Butler. He can't get enough love right now. Sitting fifth in the Eastern Conference, disappointing, but they are making their way back up. They were sixth a few weeks ago. The Philadelphia 76ers sitting fifth in the Eastern Conference. We will touch on them later as well, with a record of 33 wins, 21 losses. Again, the Philadelphia 76ers sitting fifth in the Eastern Conference with a record of 33 wins, 21 losses. The Indiana Pacers currently ranked sixth with the record of 31 wins, 23 losses. The Pacers sitting about a game and a half behind the Philadelphia 76ers. Again, the Sixers climbing their way back up. The playoffs were to start today. It would be a very interesting series, the 4-5 matchup. If the playoffs were to start today, which is another reason why we're doing this. Playoffs were to start today, you'd see Miami and Philadelphia in the first round. Very interesting, very intense, very emotional first round matchup. The Brooklyn Nets are positioned for 7th place in the Eastern Conference with Kyrie Irving in and out of the lineup. Not sure when you're going to see him. You buy a ticket just to be surprised. The Brooklyn Nets are currently sitting 7th off of a game winner from Spencer Dinwiddie last night. Shout out to Spencer Dinwiddie. Pay that man his money. The Brooklyn Nets got a win. Currently sitting 7th with a record of 24 wins, 28 losses in the Eastern Conference. At 8th, the Orlando Magic, currently poised for a first round exit because if the playoffs started today, they'd meet the Milwaukee Bucks. Again, things are rough out there at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. No surprises at the top, though. More surprised in the middle, that 4, 5, 6. You see the Pacers starting to make some noise as they get Victor Oladipo more and more in rhythm. Would love to hear from you. What's been the biggest surprise in the Eastern Conference so far this season? Good or bad? We've got a doubleheader tonight, national TV action. This one's going to be on TNT, starting at 6:30. The Philadelphia 76ers and the Los Angeles Clippers are going to tip off. That'll be a 6 o'clock tip off on TNT. That'll be a 6 p.m. start time. Tip off probably be closer to 6:30. The Sixers, we did mention their record coming in. What we didn't mention was the Sixers are currently riding, and this game is in Philadelphia. The Sixers have 24 wins out of their 26 contests in Philadelphia. 24 of them are wins. They have the best home record in the NBA right now. They're 24-2 at home. And they'll take on the Los Angeles Clippers tonight. That'll be a very interesting matchup to see which Sixers team we get to see. Is it this home monster? Are we going to see more of these spacing issues? Are we even going to see the real Los Angeles Clippers tonight? Those are some questions that I'll be interested to follow along to see tonight. Another reason to watch if you're a big fan of defensive matchups. Two of the top leaders in steals, two of the top steals leaders will be occupying the floor. Well, at least one of them. We'll hope we get to see Kawhi tonight. At least one of the top 5 steals leaders will be occupying the court tonight when the Sixers and the Clippers meet. Potentially two. Currently leading the NBA in steals, Ben Simmons, 2.19 steals per game. Leading the NBA in steals per game. Kawhi Leonard, 5th right now in steals per game, averaging 1.8, a little over 1.8 steals per game. We'll be interested to see if we can get both of them on the court tonight. Second half of that doubleheader, again, if the first game runs late, the second game's going to tip late. Second half of that doubleheader is going to see the Rockets take the court against the Celtics. Very interesting parity in this matchup. Very great offense. You hear it all the time. Very great, very good. One team that does one thing very well, another team that does another thing very well. Which side's going to win out? The Boston Celtics are one of the top 5 defensive teams according to defensive rating in the NBA. The Houston Rockets have the NBA's leading scorer, the NBA's leader in 3-point field goals per game. James Harden averaging about a little under 36 points per game coming into this matchup. Which style of play is going to win out? Again, the Boston Celtics and the Houston Rockets are going to take action for the second half of that doubleheader. The Houston Rockets come into tonight's matchup with the record of 33 wins, 20 losses. The Boston Celtics have a record of 37 wins and 15 losses that we touched on earlier. Again, a little factoid for you. 3 of the top 6 defensive teams in action tonight by measure of defensive rating. That'll be the Philadelphia 76ers, the Los Angeles Clippers, and the Boston Celtics. So if you're looking for some defense, tonight is the night to tune in to TNT. You're going to get plenty of that. If you're looking for offense, the late game, you still got the NBA scoring leader taking the court tonight. Maybe he wins out. Maybe this is a big night for James. Again, thanks for tuning in. As always, we definitely appreciate you. We look forward to being with you tomorrow. Have a great day. Enjoy your time with your family. And most importantly, be blessed.